Mr Speaker, it is this government that has created Brexit deadlock, and this bill seeks to get things moving. The people and their democratically elected representatives in Parliament want to make progress. Mr Speaker, it is a serious time when an honourable member, the honourable member for Grantham, who is an outstanding minister, and Stamford, who is an outstanding minister, and actually was a leading member who ensured equal marriage was put through. When he decides to stand as an independent, we are in interesting and difficult times. But it is this government who has put us in this position. Their red lines were drawn right at the beginning and formed the boundaries for the negotiations. In her speech at Lancaster House on the 17th of January 2017, the Prime Minister set out the government's plan for Britain and the 12 priorities that the government would use to negotiate Brexit. But there was a lack of information and Parliament was bypassed and ignored until we in the opposition ensured there was a meaningful vote. Mr Speaker, many honourable members have mentioned there are 17 million people who voted to leave the EU. The government has failed to represent them and has failed to represent the nearly 16 million people who voted to remain. And more importantly, Mr Speaker, there are young people who we do this for, not for us, for the next generation, who didn't have a chance to have their voice heard in 2016 and are now able to vote. But, Mr Speaker, it is right. Parliament has tried a new process of indicative votes as a means of testing the will of the House of Commons on different options relating to one issue. And this bill, if the business motion is passed, seeks to run in parallel to this and seeks to create a legal mechanism whereby the House of Commons can instruct the Prime Minister to ask the European Council for an extension to Article 50. We know these are unusual times. This is a hung Parliament, and the government are governing on the basis of confidence and supply and nothing else.